Hello there, and welcome to the Natalie and
Dennis
Show podcast, the show with the most. You learn about us, you learn about the world, learn about entertainment, what's going on in the world. Fridays, 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Happy Friday, everyone. But it's actually Monday when we're recording this. Hey, a little trippy.
We were at the vet with Jupiter today.
Oh my God. Jupiter, our child.
Poor boy.
Yeah, he has this... It's not a hemorrhoid. Why was I about to say hemorrhoid?
It is a, hematoma.
Hematoma.
It's a hematoma of the ear.
A hemorrhoid is different. So basically, the doctor's like, yeah, Jupiter might have cauliflower ear moving down the line. He might be like one of those boxers. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, I don't really care as long as he's okay. But then I'm thinking, my dog might have cauliflower ear like a boxer. Like, I'm a little sad about that.
So the order in which things happened to him was he got an infection, might have scratched too hard, hurt his ear, currently has swelling in his ear. Oh, look at him. He actually came over.
No, the real issue is I was a bad mom and I gave him chicken and he's allergic to chicken.
Yes. So it caused the scratching and the itchiness. And he decides to be here today. Yeah. On the show. He's under our desk.
I love you, Booty. We should have a Jupiter cam moving forward. Anyways, handsome, how was your week?
My week was nice, so we've expanded the team. That's a big part of the week, right? We now have Dawi coming in more often than he used to, and we have my cousin Samina who's on cam 4. Let's switch to cam. Let's show her.
Hey guys.
What's up, cuz?
Nothing much, joining the team, helping out. God, let me not talk like that.
No.
That was such my customer service voice.
That was great. Sabina has been running the Instagram page, Natalie and Dennis Show. She's been really just helping us. Honestly, I realized this week, how have we been doing all of this by ourselves?
We've been doing it for so many years that I feel
we need help. We
thought that it was the normal way to go about things.
Yeah.
To just be overwhelmed all the time.
It's not easy though, to bring on new people. We've definitely had a little bit of hiccups, nothing major, but just it takes a lot to really, propel and do it.
The thing is normally things kind of slip. Let's say a post or something that was supposed to go. And then you're just like, oh, it's okay. We're only 2 people anyways. Right.
Right.
We cut ourselves some slack. And then all of a sudden it's no, that shouldn't happen. Or why are we missing these posts? Why are we not posting on TikTok, on this certain day? And then it just happens to be that we need more people.
Yeah. And I think last week I was, Jupiter's mouth breathing.
Mouth breather.
He's a mouth breather, but maybe we can just let it be a part of it.
Sure, whatever.
If you hear Jupiter mouth breathing, because we always kick him out, but look, he kind of adds a nice little vibe to everything. Anyways, what were we discussing about that?
We were discussing getting help.
Getting help. Yeah. There's so many times where I just want to give up. And so I feel now having a team, it's oh shit, you kind of, I don't know, it kind of forces you, because we used to have a team, right? We had a whole studio and we've done this thing before. This isn't our first rodeo.
We've gone through so many phases at this point where we have a really big team and a really small team, and then it's just you, and then it's both of us, and then it just changes.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm really proud of us, because I think one thing I was telling Sarina last week is so many of my YouTube peers that used to make YouTube videos are no longer doing it. And that makes me feel really alone. And I posted on my stories the other week. I was very vulnerable. I was like, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to show up anymore. I've done this for so many years. Should I just give up? I don't know what I'm doing, And I had so many YouTubers reach out and they're like, Natalie, I feel the exact same way. Natalie, I'm not inspired. Natalie, I've grown up. Natalie, I now have kids. Natalie, I it's different. And I think a part of it's also accepting the fact that you go through phases. I can't imagine myself still doing the same thing that I was doing 3 years ago, right? And with this new project, the podcast, it's kind of fun and exciting. It's something that brings life to our daily routines, don't you think?
I mean, I'm working on the podcast all the time. Promos, editing, scripting, just making it happen.
Yeah.
And so that's taken me away from the main, which was something that we both used to work on all the time. And so let's say we had to come down and we had a script together. It was a duo thing. And so I think that also kind of held you accountable, but now it's more just on you. And so I don't know.
I definitely feel like sometimes I let you take credit for more than what you actually do.
No. I'm not saying that you only posted because we worked together.
Yeah.
You were working by yourself at the beginning and you were getting 3 video posts a week all by yourself, and it just happened.
Yeah.
And you relied on yourself for that,
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that just because I don't know, I think it's maybe like being a woman and like just like for example today at the vet, and tell me if I'm going sidetracked or whatever. When the vet came in, I feel like maybe it's a personal perspective, but I feel like guys are more like sure of themselves. They're more like easy to brag, and they're just like kind of like, right? Like just
assertive.
Yeah, assertive. Whereas like the girl, when she came in, she was kind of like, oh, I was asking her questions like, so what do I do with Jupiter's ears? And she was like, oh, well, this is what, like, she knew what to tell me, but she was kind of like going around it. She didn't feel as confident, right? And so I feel like you, right? Now that Sabina and David are a part of all of this week was really interesting because I felt like I kind of stepped back into my little shadow and I let you kind of take the lead. And there were moments where I could tell that they felt like you usually run the show, but I would say confidently here, I run the show a lot of the times. And yes, we're a team, but I feel like I need to almost show up a little bit more in my strength, right? So like even earlier, I was complaining about the sign. I was like, hey, handsome, can we move it a little bit? And we kind of started bickering just a tad. And I was like, oh, should I just stay quiet? Because like that's uncomfortable. He's all upset that we have to move this thing. But no, like I stepped up and I was like, hey, like I'm allowed to vocalize how I feel. And I want you to just know that I would like to have moved it. Anyways, the sign has moved. That's besides the point. Dennis listened to me. And so I want to step more into that role, like be a little more confident in myself.
I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone's saying that you can't.
No one's saying it. No, for sure. It's just what I visually see. Because like, for example, the first day that Sabina was here, I remember we got into like a little argument. And I remember Sabina said something about how I'm a smaller picture person, or like I see the smaller picture, whereas you see the bigger picture. And in my head, I was like,
I think it's the opposite.
Yeah, well, I think that too,
yeah.
But I gave that perspective because I was so like in my own shell, which I usually am in the beginning.
I'm more of the in the moment, how do you solve the issue, as opposed to your 3 months down the line, where are we at with projects kind of thought process. So
yeah.
I think we actually balance each other really well, because then I'm like, okay, how do we get to this thing, or how, like logistically, whereas you're like, this is the thing I want. But you don't know necessarily how to get to that thing.
Right. And it kind of drives me crazy a little bit. But anyways, needless to say, we're very happy to now have a few more people joining the team, and it just feels like much better. So
agreed 100%. It would drive us crazy if it was just us two again and me changing cameras here just like that.
Yeah.
One time. That was wild, and I was I was out of my mind. Okay. Moving on, we actually have a really fun day where we're going to be reacting to lots of videos. We're going to be looking at relevant pop culture, like Apple's new goggles, which are freaking crazy expensive.
Ooh.
And crazy awesome, though, because they're really cool. But, how many of us are actually going to use those goggles, right? And then we're going to move into Sabina, who obviously has some Snapchat news, right? This is our first time having this segment. Sabina, do you want to tell them what your segment at the end is going to be about?
I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but I get my news on Snapchat. David today said he got his news from TikTok. We just don't like going to mainstream media. I mean, not mainstream media, because, Snapchat and TikTok, that. But like the news is so negative. So we find our news other places.
We also have a funny tweet that we're going to react to. I have my 2 super fun facts as usual, a couple topics from Reddit. We have a very diverse day planned for you guys. So like I had mentioned previously, I want to talk about those goddamn Apple goggles.
So like, what are they? What's the cost here? Like, how is this going to change my life?
So these goggles are going to be $3,500.
Oh my God.
They're so expensive. But then when you break down what's in the goggles, then it makes more sense why they're so expensive. So first of all, they're first gen in Apple. Whenever they release a new product, they have to make up for R&D, right? So R&D, everybody knows in business, is like the most expensive thing, right? You're designing something. R&D is research and development.
Thank you.
So someone had to develop and research how to create the goggles. They have like 8 cameras inside. They can sense your eyes. They also have a full-on laptop chip inside, like my laptop that I have here. So you're buying a laptop for the most part. And then, it's so advanced. It uses no remotes, no controllers. It uses only your eyes. And they're saying that it's the future of meetings, being together,
So what kind of people can use this? Like, can you see us buying one for our business and like utilizing it, and for what?
So I wanted to buy a pair to try on the podcast. I actually thought that it'd be super revolutionary, and it'd be so silly to see me here with goggles. Maybe you with goggles. I don't know. But there's a lot of pros and cons to it, right? So first of all, goggles like those already exist, but how many people actually use VR headsets? Like out of us 4 here, I think I'm the only one who has a VR headset, right? So it hasn't really hit the mainstream.
Right.
But I think Apple coming out with something like that will make it more mainstream.
But like, how can we use it?
How can we use it? Okay, so you could have a meeting with someone, right, through Zoom, and it would create a digital version of yourself that they would see, right?
And for what reason though? Like,
well, it's being more like personable with people. You're going to be in their room. I don't know. It's before we couldn't visualize like video calls. Now we have video calls, but
That's
like,
true.
What's the next step to that? Right?
Oh,
is it going to be like holograms? Like we're moving towards that direction.
Yeah. Cause like COVID definitely changed everything in the sense that we used to fly to Los Angeles for meetings
all the time.
That's a 5-hour flight, 3-hour difference. Guys, we would fly there to just sit for an hour meeting and then like head back home. Like it was like
it was really annoying. We
were tired.
Take up time.
I was living out of a suitcase. It was stressful. And now COVID like changed everything. So I really honestly, So now I'm thinking like I can collaborate with someone virtually and be like, let's create this product together. And like, what does that look like? You
could create like a meeting room inside of a virtual space where you're talking to a lot of people and you're at a table.
Okay. Can you edit with it?
So yes, you can actually be inside of a room and utilize it to project screens as a computer, connect your keyboard to it and type.
So what kind of people do you think will get this? Like
not many people, first of all. No. I think the first gen, just like my other goggles, the HTC Vive, which are very expensive, is more for developers. I think it's going to be like the people that kind of pioneer this new thing, start creating apps for it, because the apps that we have on our phones and our computers aren't going to work for that.
And this is an Apple product, right?
It is an Apple. It is a first Apple product that like goggles. Like it's crazy.
Do you think we can get Apple to send us some?
That reminds me of that one time that we got AirPods.
Can you tell them that story? Because that was freaking insane.
So one time when we were living in LA, we got an email saying that they wanted to unveil the new AirPods to us.
Yeah.
And so we went to Apple Santa Monica, which is like their like prime location in California. It's like their number one spot, kind of like the flagship store.
And so I was expecting to come in with other like tech channels, and they were going to be like, so here's like, I was expecting more people. No, we get taken to the back of the Apple store behind these hidden doors that I didn't even know were a thing.
They pushed like this shelf and like it became a door. It was like a secret door.
Yeah. I was like, we're going to get murdered. And it's like, what is this? We're walking up these stairs. All of a sudden, everything goes from white to like brown.
We went underground.
It was wild. Okay.
Yeah.
Then they open this door. There's like 5 different people sitting. Imagine like a conference room.
Yeah.
And they're waiting for us. And the product is right in the middle. Yeah. And so Dennis and I are like, oh my God, wait, what? Like, I'm not even a tech channel. So I was like, why am I here?
How did we get invited to that?
No idea. The point is, there's 5 different people giving us a presentation, and some of them are staring at us like intently. Like, how are they reacting? What is Natalie saying? What is Dennis saying? And I was like, I was so nervous. Because I don't know tech.
So yeah, we were sitting there and they had a PowerPoint presentation ready for us. And they did this whole like slide thing and they were showing us their new product. And I was like, wait, who are we? Like, who are we to be here in this spot?
I was like, Marcus Brownlee or something. Like, it was quite the experience. And I remember we ended up leaving with
they gave us a pair of AirPods.
The new AirPods that weren't even out. And like, we went back in through all the doors, back where everybody was. And like, we were just in the Grove. We're like, what the hell? What was
it? It was Santa Monica.
Oh, Santa Monica. My bad. Whatever. The point is,
it was definitely a weird experience, but you know, when
maybe we should reach out to Apple.
Stuff like that, you know, they go big.
Go big or go home.
Overall, though, the reception to the goggles have been mixed. A lot of people say, yeah, it's the future. We will all end up being like Ready Player One. We'll have our avatars and start doing like online meetings and like move on into like the next form of,
what I would like to see is more like mindful games for women or something like that. So think of it like, what if we have like pottery, like virtual pottery, or
it can happen,
or like going into a virtual library. Like I want to see more of that.
So
stuff.
Let me just say, apps have made a lot of people rich, right? Apps have created a lot of money. I think if VR were to become mainstream and you have an idea for VR and it catches on, it could potentially generate a lot of money, right? There's a lot of money involved in app making now. I remember Best Fiends. Do you remember that app?
Yeah, I remember that.
They were throwing money everywhere. And it was like a Candy Crush kind of game where like everybody plays and wants to give money in order to like go up in levels and do all these things. And something about in-app purchases, people are really quick to buy things on apps, right? And it's just $1 or $2. But like if you have 1 million people giving $2, it's $2 million like in a couple hours that they can make.
Yeah, no. And like for perspective, Best Fiends at the time, they were paying anywhere from like, wait, are we allowed to say actually?
No.
Oh.
I don't think we are.
Whatever. Well, can we give like a ballpark number?
5 figures.
5 figures.
Mid 5 figures.
Yeah.
What that's basically saying what it is. Anyways, they were paying an extravagant amount. There were billboards all over LA. Like what I'm trying to say is apps are a great way to make money, and VR apps might be the future.
Ooh, that's exciting. So hey, why don't we
create an app?
No, I was gonna say, why don't we buy the thingy?
We'll look into it. But I did want to show a quick video about it. Natalie, if you can throw onto my screen real quick.
Do have one more thing.
So this is the announcement of the Apple Vision Pro.
One more thing.
One that I've really been looking forward to.
Let me scrub through this because it's pretty long.
I'm excited.
They show it. It's the goggles on screen.
They look like ski goggles.
They kind of look like a mix of the headset, like the headphones, the big headphones, metal ones, and like your typical VR goggles. Just very cool. I don't know. They're really amazing. And then this is going to be what we're all going to be like on a call.
You know how I feel. Why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like, you know I'm not happy. You know I'm trying to see if it'll work out here.
So they're having a conversation, and then she has like a game open on the side, and it's that one game where they're running through like what do you remember the name of that game?
Subway Surfers.
Subway Surfer. She's playing Subway Surfer on the side because she obviously doesn't care about her friends' feelings.
That's so funny.
I want to know, all 4 of us, if you had these goggles, what is one thing that you would actually utilize it for, or that you feel like you would utilize it for?
I think for editar.
For editing?
Oh, cool.
Okay.
You can edit it with your eyes, so it's so much easy.
That's true. That could be a possibility. So we know. What do you think?
From the student perspective, shawties, I'd have ChatGPT up. I'd have ChatGPT up.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could have an online class in VR?
Yes, because Zoom classes were like not it.
No.
Someone's audio would always cut out. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, we'd always want the professor's audio to cut out, but like it's still annoying when it happens.
Yeah.
What about you, Natalie?
Like I said, I kind of want it more like mindfulness activities, like things that, for example, every night I see you play for hours, like Xbox and stuff like that. I know that I can as well. I know obviously there's like gamer girls, but I just don't feel like there's a game out there other than like Mario that's like relaxing for me to actually unwind in, other than Animal Crossing as well.
So it would be like picking flowers 3.
Yeah.
And then you go and like pick flowers.
That's my type of vibe. Yes. Or even like doing makeup on someone. Like I like those games that you feel like you're doing stuff, you know?
There was a game called WarioWare where there was like a lot of mini games, and some of them were like unroll this toilet paper, and like I don't know, it's like a lot of weird mini games. I feel like
it's a game like you need tiene que organizar una habitación.
Hell no.
You're gonna organize a room.
No, I don't want to. I barely organize my room.
This is gonna be kind of a dumb question, but who here remembers the app Dumb Ways to Die?
Oh my god,
I think we all remember
that.
I loved that one. It was so many just meaningless tasks, but you were saving that little dude's life.
Yes.
That little dude's life was on the line every time, and you were saving him by pulling that fork out of the toaster or helping him cross the street.
Yeah, no, and those were like really engaging. I always remember that. I love the
I think that would actually be really good. I think an app where you have mindfulness stuff.
Perfect. Let's start working on it for Offline Humans, which, by the way, you guys, if you don't know, now you know. Dennis and I and the team are working on some fun products. Our very first one is going to be a virtual journal. If you're interested, you can check out Offline Humans. And Sabina actually helped me record our very first video last week. So I'm excited for more content like that.
We're currently working diligently on the website. So once the website is up and running, you'll probably at some point be informed through Natalie's Instagram and socials that we have released our worksheets.
And I just got to say, I think that's why the podcast is kind of cool, because these are the things I would never talk about on my main channel.
Yeah.
Which, like, why? I don't know why, but this feels kind of nitty gritty, you know? So anyways.
Agreed. So we're going to move into TikTok reactions just because I found a lot of really funny, good TikToks that I thought would bring about really good conversation. And so Davi, if you can throw it to my screen real quick.
That Taylor Swift?
No, it's not Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
An edgy Taylor Swift.
So this is a butter sandwich.
Butter sandwich. Just like butter? Just butter.
It sounds very quiet. Don't change any of the audio that we all change it.
Sandwich. Gross. 2 pieces of bread with butter. Delicious.
Does that make sense to
Oh
you
my
guys?
God, it does.
So it's crazy.
Wait, can you explain it to the listeners just in case they didn't see
Yeah.
that?
So it's a girl who has a sandwich, right? Both buns with butter in the middle. And it is kind of nasty. Like if you really think about it, taking a bite out of a sandwich that's just butter. And then all of a sudden she spreads the buns, has 2 separate pieces of bread that are buttered, and it is kind of delicious.
It is delicious.
So
I know, what were you going to say?
There's actually, so on Vogue, or I think it's Vogue, they do this thing like eat with me, like a day in the life, but like eat with me. And they did, I forget her name. She has a really obscure name, but it's Elon Musk's
Grimes.
Yes.
Yes.
So she was pregnant and her main meal was butter toast, which was just 1 slice of bread, but with like half a stick of butter, just like spread. So it's a thing.
She's an interesting character, let's just say.
So who's Grimes?
Grimes was Elon's girlfriend, fiance, something. They were together.
Baby mama.
Got it.
His baby mama.
So I wanted to throw the question to you guys.
I'm into that.
What are some weird food combinations that you eat compared to normal people?
All right. Well, Colombians do a lot of weird things. So let's start there. So let's go with soup and banana. I think to the average person, sancocho with banana would be weird.
That is
I don't
very
know.
weird.
If you're Hispanic, that's like a thing.
Yeah.
But if you're not, then that's odd. And it tastes so good.
Just imagine putting a banana inside of soup. It's soggy, but yet sweet.
That's the best.
You eat it with potatoes and yuca and it's good. It's good.
That's a weird one.
I gotta say.
That just reminded me of, there's this one, es algo de maíz, or it's like corn, but with milk. And
yeah.
¿Cómo es que se llama?
Mazamorra.
Mazamorra. That's another weird one.
And it's cold. Cold corn with milk.
So good.
And it's so good.
I don't like it.
And it's so
I don't like it either.
I like so much. It's so good. It's so refreshing.
So refreshing. Yeah.
I don't like it.
For me, it's rice and ketchup. Rice and ketchup
so good.
is a weird combination that not a lot of people have, but for some reason, Hispanic households, we've had rice and ketchup at some point.
Yeah. Well, you don't like it because it reminds you of
my childhood.
Your very frugal childhood, which we spoke about in a past episode, my 27th birthday episode.
Rice and ketchup's weird. What other weird combinations? There's so many things that the thing is, there was this meme a long time ago. It's you go to the fridge and then you look in there and there's nothing you'd be willing to eat. So then you close it and walk away. And then when you come back to it, you're still hungry. Your standards get lower and lower and lower until you're just eating slices of cheese by themselves. Your standards get so low.
Why have I done that?
Cheese is always the one to go. It's just satiates everything. So I'm afraid to admit this, but last week we went, so Saina's been bringing these delicious little snacks. It's cheese, nuts, and cranberries. Mm-hmm. Anyways, and so they just look so good every time she's eating them. So we went to Sam's and I bought how many packs are there?
12 pack.
Oh, it's a 12 pack?
Or more, I don't know. They're like Lunchables for adults.
The point is, in 2 days, that shit was gone.
It's gone.
It was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a bellyache the whole weekend. Remember? I couldn't sleep on Friday. I stayed up till 3 a.m. in the bathroom. Yeah. So that's a weird one. I don't know. What other ones do you think?
I have a weird one.
Tell me.
I can eat a whole tomato like an apple. I love me a tomato.
That's crazy.
I mean, no. I think I could go with that one too.
No,
yeah,
you got
especially
anything?
right off the tree.
Any weird combinations?
Hogao con arequipe.
Oh my god.
Nah, I just kidding.
Wait, just to explain really quick for our non-Colombian viewers, arequipe is like a really sweet guava paste. And hogao,
Caramel.
yeah, caramel. Like, and then hogao is
Wait,
like,
arequipe isn't guava paste.
No, arequipe is
Arequipe
like
is like caramel.
Yeah, exactly.
oh wait, which am I?
You're thinking of guayaba.
dulce leche. It's like
Yeah.
dulce leche.
Yeah. But then hogao is like green onion, tomatoes,
Yep.
sauteed with like, I don't even remember what else my mom makes it, but like
Yeah, onions and
really
tomato.
different.
Basically
Oh,
sauteed.
banana with ketchup is so good. Try
The
it.
hell?
Try it and after tell me.
No, we're just bullshitting at this point. Anyways, food combinations. Comment below if you have a really weird food combination, and then you'll get judged by everybody. But whatever, that's the whole point.
Okay, wait. I just remembered a weird one.
Tell me.
What's that ensalada de? It's like it's
Ensalada de
ice
frutas.
cream. Yeah, ensalada de
With
frutas.
cheese.
That was salpicón.
It's so good. Is that what it is? It's
I think
basically
salpicón.
it's ice cream with cheese and fruits.
Yeah,
That's
you
like
would
a
never
Colombian
expect
thing.
to put cheese inside of an ice cream fruit salad.
Damn, that thing is so good. Elite. So good. So good.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next TikTok, which I thought was really great, and it really hits the spot for Natalie specifically.
Oh, okay.
I knew that she would really enjoy it, and then Samina was actually the one to come up with it, so I'll give you props for it.
Oh, let's see if
I was raised on some good Disney shows. So we're gonna be doing this.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, Natalie,
Make it bigger.
you have to pick
Okay, never mind.
from these two.
I don't know what Ant is. Definitely Liz McGuire.
So you're going Lizzie McGuire?
Anything Hillary Duff.
You don't know Ant Farm?
No,
I don't
what
know
is
Ant Farm
that?
either.
Okay, that was all up in the comments because she didn't know what Ant Farm was either. It's with China Ann McClain. A G. We love China Ann
Really?
McClain. So basically, there's this show where at the high school they have like a talent development type thing where like all these little kids are like extremely
Doesn't matter.
talented.
Lizzie McGuire is
doesn't
better.
matter.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. David, which one?
Is that a Gen Z thing? I'm just curious.
It's got to
Yes.
be.
Oh, see? Okay, no. Hillary
David,
Lizzie
¿cuál de los
McGuire.
dos? O no conoce los dos.
Did you watch Lizzie McGuire?
He doesn't know them. Okay.
Yes.
I vote Lizzie
You don't
McGuire.
like it?
No, I obviously
Oh,
I loved
okay.
it, but it was I'm like because I was born in 2002, so I'm in the in between Gen Z and millennials. So I have a lot of the good shows, but a lot of the new shows, and like a love for both.
Got
so like
it.
a lot of the millennial shows, I only saw like the last 2 seasons, and then it like got cut off.
So Lizzie McGuire won that one.
For sure.
For us and for her.
No doubt.
Okay, Stuck in the Middle versus
the
Liv and
fuck
Maddie.
is
I
Liv
have
and
not seen
Maddie?
either one of these.
I'm
Stuck in the middle.
Okay, Stuck in the Middle is kind of ass. I'm gonna go with Liv and Maddie.
I don't know what Liv and Maddie is. See, now I feel
I
a
don't know
little
any
called
of these
out.
shows, but I do like.
Okay, I just muted her. We're gonna go with our own thing.
Wizards.
Ant Farm
God.
versus Wizards of
Wizards.
Waverly Place.
Unpopular opinion, I did not like Wizardly Place.
Can I get an explanation? Because that really hurt my soul.
It hurts everyone that I say. I think it was such a boring show. The concept, it's like wacky. It's a take on like what
Harry Potter was very successful, so they had to come up with something.
It
with
felt
Wizards.
like a ripped
yeah,
a rip off.
it's a rip off of Harry Potter. I'm still
Millennial
going
thing.
with it though because
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
gonna
it
go
and
with
I
it.
don't
I'm
know
gonna go
Ant
with
Farm.
it.
Ant Farm sounds stupid,
Sabina's so hurt.
and I'm basing it on the name. Ant Farm sounds ridiculous.
She's all
What is
mad.
this?
I'm so
Sulphur
hurt.
Springs versus Stuck. I don't know either one.
Wait, let me see.
Secrets of Sulphur Springs.
Oh yeah, that's another ripoff. They're
That-
I
trying
don't know
to
what that is.
That reminds me of Percy Harvins, and it's like this
Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson. That's it.
Oh my
The
God.
font. Look at the font. It kind of reminds me of that a little
I
bit.
think it's supposed to be
Percy
like
Jackson, el ladrón del
inspired.
rayo.
Yeah, it's a one. All these Disneys are bootleg versions of actual good movies.
They are.
These
That's kind of the
are
point.
some I've never really like heard of.
Corey in the House versus Even Stevens.
Corey in the house.
Stevens.
What? That show was
Iconic. Girl.
That show was ass.
Corey
in
only
the
got
house.
Corey because he was in That's
So
a Raven. Or else Corey would be
Hello.
non-existent.
Non-existent.
Very true. Valid. But out of the two, Corey in the house. Even
No,
Stevens.
girl.
Sorry.
Or That's so Raven and Casey, whatever the hell.
Casey Undercover, but I'm still gonna go with That's a Raven because
That's so Raven.
Because you know you're gonna get flamed if
Yeah.
you take Casey.
no, I actually do like the other one better, but Casey Undercover is still really good.
Okay, Corey in the House versus Bunked. What is Bunked?
Bunked is
Never.
basically like fuck. It's like the
I never saw
off
it.
like a split from
Doesn't
Jesse.
matter. Corey
Corey in the House.
Oh my god.
Shake
It Up. Shake It Up, Chicago.
versus Villains.
God, no.
Shake It Up Chicago any
Okay.
day of the week.
Ass versus ass. Ass wins. Lizzie McGuire wins. Wizards wins.
Wizards, yeah, over that one. Even Steven.
That one's tough. Versus
Oh, wait,
That's So
I'm
Raven.
sorry. Hold on. I didn't see that. Ooh. Okay, can I be honest? My younger self would have said That's So Raven.
I think Even Stevens
Now
is better.
I would have said Even Steven.
Yeah.
Side eye.
I like more Even Stevens now.
She
as
picked
an
Even
adult.
Stevens too. Corey in the House.
Nah, shake it up.
Lizzie McGuire, girl.
Lizzie McGuire. You better.
No,
You
Wizards.
No fucking way.
Wait, who did she pick?
She picked Wizards the Wizards
That's
players.
because she's Gen Z. That's why. She doesn't
All right,
know
all right,
Hillary.
we're
Duff. She
getting
doesn't
out of
know
this.
that iconic
Okay.
girl.
I want to get
So
into
much side eye.
current TV versus old TV.
Oh my God, let's talk about it. I mean, over dinner, we were talking with my friend. Okay. Oh, no, actually, I have no idea because Harina, she's a hard Gen Z. So I'm afraid to say what I'm about to say.
I'll just give you a facial reaction. I won't say anything. Just ignore my face.
Okay.
I think.
So we were discussing how old school TV was so funny because nobody cared about anything that would insult people nowadays, right? Like, I feel like we're sensitive or maybe, again, this is the unpopular part. I'm just talking as if Sarina's not
I know,
here and
I
it's
agree
you
with
and
you.
me.
I agree.
And we're just like White Chicks is so funny. And yet there's a lot of weird.
Yeah, it wouldn't fly nowadays.
Right, it wouldn't fly, but it's so fucking funny.
Okay, but that's like different from
Did
the
I get a side eye?
thing I'm going to say. That's
actually
very different.
agree.
No, okay. I think old TV used to touch on much more sensitive topics in terms of kids that are orphans, kids that were abused, a lot of like actual life problems. I feel like
eating disorders. But they would poke fun at it, no?
Tell me, Natalie, what are you saying?
Are you dribbling a ball?
No, I'm drying
You're
off
hot?
my hands. I'm very sweaty.
Oh, okay, no worries.
You look like you were
over here like
dribbling a basketball. Okay.
My hands are very sweaty because of my meds.
I think a lot of people who like could sympathize with a lot of those shows who were going through tough issues. I think Even Stevens touched on a lot of.
But see, that's not where I was
topics.
going with it. I could see what you're saying, but
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
trying to say is, like, for example, White Chicks. There's like a reference.
You're about
of-
PC culture and stuff like that. You're talking about that.
There's something about like eating disorder, and like they make it into like something comical, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like now that wouldn't fly. And to be honest, like the only thing I can relate to is like, for example, my dad, he was a janitor, right? And so there's a lot of movies back then where like they would poke fun at the janitor, and I would always look at my dad, and he'd always kind of be like. Like, it's not funny to him because it's his real life story. So I feel like in that case, like I'm being, biased.
I think you have to learn and laugh at your own
I agree.
misfortunes.
No, he was a goddamn good janitor.
Okay, the next TikTok was picked by David,
Oh God.
who obviously has a funny bone and he's very funny. Let's find this.
His For You page is whack.
He has some odd characters on his For You. He has people that look like they live in Missouri.
Marry their cousins.
It's giving incest.
Okay, so this is the one that he picked. David, can you put it, please? All right, let's see.
Oh my God.
So it's a guy waking up from a coma.
Fuck, that'd be a nightmare.
And then the first thing he asks is, what time is it?
No, how long have I
been in the coma? What time is it right now? She says 6 a.m. and he goes back to sleep.
Oh my God.
That would be me.
Oh my God. What would you guys do?
Natalie, if you woke up from a coma of 10 years, what would you do?
Oh, damn,
I
Isabel.
know.
What do you do?
The first thing, I'm not even going to lie, is Jupiter alive?
No.
And if you
way.
say
I
he's
think-
not, oh girl. No, honestly, I'm going to be like, where's Jupiter? That's going to fuck me up. Then I'd ask about my parents.
Yeah.
To be honest. But like, I don't want anybody breaking the news. If not, that's hard. Then I'd be like, where's Dennis?
That was really hard.
And then they're like, he got married. He got married or something. He ditched your ass. I'm like, what's the Natalie and Dennis show now?
So this is the thing.
It's Dennis and David.
So
And
would-
Sabina. No, Dennis, David. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I got
Would you
excited.
expect me?
Con un Sharpie escrito. Para nuestra sign.
Would you expect me to wait 10 years for you?
To be
Go.
okay. So I'm in the coma.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up if I made you wait. But I will be sad, of course.
Of course.
I will be so sad. Because also it feels wrong because it's like you never let me know. Not that you could have. I would be mad.
Yo creo que sí.
I would be mad.
Yeah.
Because
So
it's
I would have to wait the 10 years
Of course.
with you.
Pero es que usted no sabe cuánto va a durar ella en coma. ¿Cómo puede durar?
I would wait.
What
I
would
would
hurt
wait.
me is if you had kids.
Oof.
What if they were adopted, but I grew them as a single parent and you were the mother, but you were in a coma?
Everything would be so sad.
I would have to adopt then.
No, you wouldn't have to.
Or what if you were
just
inseminated
saying.
in a coma and you had a child? But
What the
you
fuck? You made me go through childbirth in a coma? That's some fucked up shit. Don't ever do that to me.
I mean,
I'd rather
if I
you
want
have
kids,
with
it has to
someone
be
else.
of you or adopted or like how was the process?
Okay, well, I'm just letting you know that's what I would ask. And then what else would I say? I'm like, what happened to my YouTube channel? I'd be like, who's posting? It's like that me showing his TikTok.
All our socials come to a grinding halt. We live in a cardboard box and like you can't afford this house anymore.
You live in my guest room.
That's it.
Sabina
Y
made the
creamos
money.
a Natalie una inteligencia artificial. Le movemos la boca a lo que ella escribe.
Jupiter's all skinny because I can't afford food for him.
Okay. Let's talk about your life. What would it look like?
Well, I want to talk about the other part of the TikTok. So half of it was the waking up from the 10-year coma, and the other half was like going back to sleep at 6 a.m. Why is it so difficult to wake up early sometimes?
Not for me.
I find it so hard.
So hard
I
to
don't
get
know
up.
why.
Okay, so you guys don't wake up early.
The bed sometimes feels so soft.
Yeah,
and so
like I
nice.
fight with con las cobijas todo el día.
But let me ask you a question. What time do you go to sleep?
No,
At
so,
12:30.
I'm aiming that at David because I know he go to bed late.
yeah, I go bed late, but
There
you
you
know
go.
cuando trato de acostarme temprano, me quiero levantar temprano. It's hard for me to, you know, I don't know why.
What are some tips, Natalie, to waking up early?
Yeah,
Well, honestly, I saw a really good one recently that I've never heard anyone talk about. You know how usually like you go on your phone and it like wakes you up? They tell you not to do that. But they say that for the first week, just go on your phone for like the first hour.
That blue light.
Yeah. And just like it'll kind of get you accustomed to it. And you'll actually want to like be scrolling. So, you know, you won't fall back asleep. That's one tip. For me, what motivates me to get up early is I like how quiet everything is. And I like that nobody's bothering me. I'm not getting a text message like, and I'm like, oh my God, I have like 5 hours left in the day to do other stuff. And it's a beautiful feeling. It really
yeah,
is.
it's a beautiful feeling. Cuando uno le rinde el día que me nace temprano para ir a trabajar yo.
Yeah. Whereas like if I'm up, like for example, today was a day that we didn't wake up late, but we had to take Jupiter to his appointment. So it cut our day completely.
It changed everything.
Yeah. Where like it made me feel like that's how I felt.
How?
Wait, I do want to chime in here because not because I want to, but I have to wake up early because, you know, I'm a student. I have classes in the morning or like in
What
my
time?
Wait, you're a student? Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
What? Dennis likes to make fun of me because I'm repetitive. But anyways, I've been
does
telling
that to everyone.
No, he does. But jumping off of Natalie, and I've told her this, I don't know why I cannot sleep in Florida. I don't know if it's the heat, my room, my mattress. I don't know what it is. I cannot sleep in Florida.
No, you just probably have to get accustomed to your
The
room.
floor.
It's like that feng shui shit where like
Nah, because I sleep on the floor just fine.
Es el café está muy alto y no puede dormir.
Nah, ni eso. Yo no sé por qué. But like this morning, I woke up at 7 a.m. and I was like, oh, hell no. And I like rolled over, could not go back to sleep because then the cat started meowing at me. I got to go feed him, got to go change his litter, which I also think goes in part to like why you wake up earlier because like pet
100%.
owners,
Oh my
we like
God,
gotta
yeah.
get up.
Listen, that is facts right here. Because you're not taking Jupiter out potty, right? So I like on the weekends when I want to sleep in, I'm thinking about this boy and like just holding in his like. There's nothing worse than doing that. I'm not gonna do that to him. Speechless because he knows.
So Sabina, you live with your grandpa.
Oh God.
And one of the questions that I have here that I want to talk about is what is something that old people love that you just simply don't understand?
He always thinks he's right. Like he'll come up with the most random facts, but like he's so assertive. Like, yeah, I'm right. Or like about his phone. And I'm like, Grandpa, you don't know shit about technology. Why you think you're right? Or like, he'll be like, Sabina, se me dañó. Oh wait, he'll be like, Sabina, my phone is broken. I don't know what it is. fuck Apple. It's broken. I go over and it was on mute. Like it wasn't even broken. He just silenced it so he couldn't hear the ringer. So little things like that.
What about you, Natalie? What is something your parents love that you just simply can't understand?
I don't want to say it.
Wow.
Do it.
No. Okay.
No. Wait, I'm going to do it just for the podcast because these are the perks. Like, we get really real here.
Yeah.
My parents are fucking Trump supporters.
They are.
What does that mean?
It's tough.
Trumpistas.
Yeah.
David is in shock.
Politics, I feel like a lot of, as you get older, you get more conservative. That's just a fact.
But it's not just that. It's like,
they get deep into conspiracies and shit.
Yeah, my dad's crazy. Like, there's no. You want to know what he told me yesterday?
What did he say?
And this is between us. We're talking shit about
Between
my dad.
you win the world.
No. But this feels like a little private thing.
No, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's so bad. My dad is. So I bought some apricots at Sam's. Okay, beautiful little apricots.
Mhm.
And I'm like, get it, apricots? He's like, yeah. And he starts looking at them. He's like, miremos esto bien. I'm like, let's take a good look. So there's like little specks. He's like, you wouldn't believe what they're doing in, I don't know where. I think he said Spain. They're injecting these.
With what?
That's what I said next. He said, you don't want to know. I said, where do you get your news? He said, not where you get yours.
Telegram.
Oh my God.
You guys are from Telegram. Anyways.
It drives me insane. My poor
gosh.
father.
This conversation went in a totally different route than what I wanted to go.
Jumping off really quick. Parents always believe what they read on Facebook.
Okay.
Fact check.
Literally.
They got a fact check.
But then that makes me question our generation. Today, David came in with some facts. He was very strong about it. And then he said, I got it off TikTok. So I don't know. I'm scared here.
I have some examples more along the line of what I was expecting you guys to say, but you both went in totally different directions. What is something that old people love that you don't understand? Farms in the outdoors, right?
Oh,
A lot of older people really enjoy being outside.
I get that.
Old people really love working, just period. Being busy. Over the years, I've also found that they love to be the first to tell anyone that someone died.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Old people love telling others about death.
Sabina, adivine quién se murió hoy. That's my mom.
Maybe because they feel like they like outrun it.
But then if you tell them that you already knew, they look kind of like
They're like, oh.
defeated. Like they wanted to see your reaction to knowing that someone died.
Has anybody ever broken the news that somebody's died?
Unfortunately.
You have?
I had to break the news about both of our grandparents to my dad.
Oh my God.
That was hard.
You had to do that?
Both times.
Why did you have to do that? Did you get the message or why?
Yeah, the first time one of our cousins called me and was like, hey, can you tell your dad? And like in the moment, like you don't think like, no, you call him. You just think, oh shit, and hang up and like think of what to do. And then the second time, I either got a text or a call and it was the same situation. Like, hey, mamita, papito, they just passed. Like, you're going to be at the house. You're going to have to be the
reaction?
one.
How he reaction about
His reaction, the first one, it was just like, what? Like disbelief. Like, I'm pretty sure she was sick, but like, yeah, she was in the hospital, but like he was just in disbelief because she was like getting better and then it happened and he was like, what? But then with Papito, he like knew it was coming. He sent like, our grandpa sent like a whole goodbye video, but like my dad is half deaf. So like he didn't even want to listen to it because he couldn't understand it clearly and it just made him so sad.
Well, another one is also complaining about everything. They love to complain.
Yup.
It's true.
Especially about technology.
Why do you
But
think they complain so much?
I think as I get older, I get more complaining too.
You think?
Yeah. I think more things bother me. I care more.
Is it expectations?
No, I think I just care more about the world
Well, old
And
people
life.
complain about
and issues.
oh, my knee, oh, my back, oh, my shoulders.
Well,
they
they
complain about
like
aching
that.
and pains. They like kind of one-upping each other like, oh, well, I have this. And then the other one's like, oh, but like, I got this. And then they're just complaining.
But you know what? Let's be honest here. You're 30, right?
Yeah.
I'm 29. I am feeling stuff that I was not feeling in my 20s.
But do you feel like you got to tell people about it?
I tell you.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine being in my now 40s and 50s. I think it hurts to get old.
It does.
It must hurt.
It does.
It's going to be a problem.
It's scary.
I live
Take
with a
care
lot of old
yourself
people.
now.
I live with a lot of old people. I know.
Yeah.
It just, as you age, you just ache.
Moving on from this morbid ass conversation, David, I have a tweet on my screen. Do you want to share it? Do you want to read that, Natalie?
If you're cremated after you die,
Oh, I'm sorry.
if you're cremated after you die, you can be put into an hourglass and continue to participate in family game night.
Because you are the timer. Get it?
Hell to the motherfucking no. Who does that shit?
Why is Twitter so ass now?
Oh
Can we
my-
talk about that? I want to know why Twitter has become what it has become.
Can you explain?
People are using it less.
What do you mean by
avoid
ass?
Twitter.
You do.
I
I've
don't
never
like Twitter.
never liked Twitter. I've never liked it. It's always somebody complaining about something.
Yes.
I've never liked it. There's nothing happy there.
I always feel like Twitter is really good for people who have a lot of are very opinionated about things
that's
and
true.
are
Te
very
critican mucho.
open to being opinionated and like, oh, this sucks, and like, you know.
I might just not be following the right people because I know there's good out there. Like I follow some authors and I'm like, damn, I feel inspired after I read this, you know? But if I'm following like sometimes influencers, like it's like
Influencers complain all the time too on there.
that's what I'm saying.
Everybody feels like they gotta complain. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's no
But
good
that's okay.
stuff.
But I do yeah.
The only thing that I use Twitter for is if, like, let's say I'm playing Diablo, for example, which I've been recently playing, and like the servers are down, and I have to check to see if the company tweeted about it. Like we'll fix it in an hour, we'll fix it in 2 hours. But I usually go on Reddit for that too. So like, well, for me, Twitter too political. I hate it. Get out of here. I'm about to undownload that shit. It's annoying.
Do you think it happened after Elon Musk took over?
No, it was going on way before that.
So do you think Twitter what will be the first platform to go?
First platform to like
Or
get out of
or
here?
you don't think any?
No, I think they're all pretty strong, and I don't know.
I really did think YouTube was struggling for a bit. I really did think.
I think YouTube was struggling for the influencer perspective, but from the how to fix this refrigerator, normal use of YouTube is still going strong.
Tell me how I posted a video where it was like YouTube won't exist in 5 years. And then my YouTube partner manager, which I should be, not everybody gets a YouTube partner manager. She like mentions that to me and I'm
Saying
like,
how good the video was. Like it performed.
but then she got fired now that I think about it.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh no. Full circle.
Have you guys, can you actually put a song? Because I want to change the topic and I want that. Okay, that's fine too. Oh, yeah. And lower. Thank you. People who have seen something they could never explain. What was that one thing that you could never explain?
Sorry, I feel like you're gonna have such a
this
good
could
one.
be like paranormal. It could be, you know,
Oh my gosh.
very odd circumstances that occurred. I only want one.
Oh.
Sabina, because you can go on forever.
I can.
Tell
One
me
thing you can never
one
explain.
thing that happened to you that you can never explain.
That happened to me or I saw?
You saw, you heard about. Well, no. I want you to personally have experienced it.
I mean, I can think of one thing, but I can kind of explain it. So
Okay.
I was invited to go to church and it was all about human trafficking, right? Which I know nothing of really. So it was very insightful. Supposedly Florida's like number one for that stuff. And my brother-in-law, he's so passionate about human trafficking. Like he really wants to do something along those lines, or so he's said. Anyway, so, you know, my niece passed away, Elia. And so during that time, he didn't want to come to the church, even though he was invited to go. And this was a very big event. So the whole event was about you would donate to this. And when you would go and donate, they would give you a little sand with a name of a person that had been human trafficked.
Yeah, trafficked. And where their location was and their age. The point is that I went to donate for myself and I got a little thingy for me. And then I went to donate on his behalf. And when I got back the little sand, the name was Elia, his baby's name. Yeah.
And I just thought it was so like, I got chills. I was like, this was for him. And I remember I gave that to him. And like, I guess that is an event that I can never quite explain, but also like she shows up like that. Like that's fucking weird. And also like beautiful, you know? So.
Thank you for sharing.
Sure. Therapy session.
Gracias por compartir.
Anything that you've experienced that you can't explain?
Wiping ass.
Yeah, wiping ass. That's got to be one.
Wiping her grandpa's ass.
Yeah. Why am I like?
No,
Don't get me
something else.
started on that.
Something legitimately
Oh, God.
paranormal. Come on.
Honestly, I do want to talk about that one day, but no, only if you're
One of
comfortable.
the. No, I'm comfortable about making fun of it because my life is funny.
No. Come on.
God, I don't even know personally because my life is a fucking roller coaster. But like one time, the first thing that came to my mind is like I saw a punch buggy with monster truck wheels. That image is just stuck in my head. And on the same day, I saw a Florida woman in head to toe snow gear.
Only in Florida.
Was that her car?
I wish she was on the same bus as me. Oh my God.
You took the bus here in Florida?
Bro, Florida is so inaccessible. Don't get me started on my hate for Florida. My one friend in this goddamn state lives 5 hours away
I've
by
never
bus.
been on the bus here in Florida.
It's a 5-hour bus ride to go see her. Flexi bus.
We're privileged sometimes. David, anything that happened to you that you can't explain?
Guys, I think my English no is the best for this situation.
That's okay. We respect it.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Respect my opinion.
I'll give some examples of other things that people have experienced.
What about you, honey?
Things that I can't explain?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say my life has kind of resolved itself in a way where it's what I had in my mind.
Explain.
Something paranormal.
So no, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I can't explain how I've been led into the position I'm in right now. Is that that's very different from the way that you guys are thinking about it. But
No,
to me, it's unexplainable of how I had kind of assumed my life would kind of just roll out.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of did.
So what was that like? So you can give people perspective.
Well, fortunately, I'm very happy that it's the way that it is. And it's a creative job and, you know, we've sustained it. But I never felt like I had to worry too much about where my life would lead. And I can't explain how it just ended up being the way it is. It just happened. Yeah, that's kind of like what I wanted to say.
It makes sense.
So for other people, it was a bit more paranormal, but a voice sounding like my friend's sister calling out his name from a tree line in a park. Me and a friend were walking home near the middle of the night. Both of us heard it. He was called out 3 times.
What the hell? Both of the friends hear it?
Yeah, they both heard it. It sounded just like the guy's sister, and they called out his name specifically 3 times.
So what happened to the sister? Did the sister die?
No, it's so there is this thing that people online called skinwalkers. And so it's like it's an animal or like a ghost or something that takes the shape or form of someone you know and calls to you.
I believe that only because no, I believe that only because I swear I hear my name all the time. I swear I hear my name all the time. But it's also because like any name that ends in INA, I'm gonna turn my head.
In the same thread, people were talking about how like the wife is on a business trip and they hear her calling them to like the basement or like,
wait, what the fuck? Why?
like
But
you
who
just
is that person?
hear being called to, but no one actually goes to the voice. Everybody gets too scared and runs away.
Yeah,
but
don't
like,
go towards the voice.
Yeah, the voice is calling for them, right? Another one was that.
I bet that he would go towards the voice.
Okay, hear this one.
It's his girlfriend.
Okay, I want to say this one, and I want to know what all of you would have done in this situation because it's wild. Okay. I was in my early 20s.
Wait, maybe we should play that scary music.
No. I was in my yeah. Do it. Okay. I was in my early 20s and I was home alone. I woke up to my cell phone ringing, but I missed the call. The number I missed the call from was actually from my landline. So it's from the actual house, right? I got up and I found the cordless phone on the kitchen counter. I looked everywhere, but no one was in the house and the doors were all locked. Okay, you can put the volume down, Debbie.
So he got a phone call from himself.
So imagine we had a phone in this house and you got a call from that number.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go downstairs and the phone is off the hook, but you're by yourself.
Does he have cameras to check?
Natalie, I are you serious?
Like, what would you do?
What would you do in this situation?
Maybe you can text him and ask.
No.
Text yourself and ask, hey, dude.
Yo, am I calling myself?
¿Para qué me necesita?
Samina, what would you do in that situation?
I would check the cameras because I know I got indoor cameras and call the popo. Get the popo, like, what is going on here? Someone figure this shit out. I don't know what's going on. But I also like, that just reminded me of, remember Natalie last week, you got like a call and they were like, hey, you just called me.
Yeah, that was so
like
weird.
That shit happens.
And Dennis is like, hang up, it's a spam. But she was mad. She's like, hey, no, I just got a number from this phone. Like, did you call me? I was like, I swear I haven't called you. She's like, I just got a call.
I was at Publix shopping and I got a call and I picked up and they're like, is this the fucking delivery guy?
Oh my God.
I'm like, no, it's the wrong number. Oh, fuck. They just like, here you go. I can't imagine
Who
being a
calls and
delivery
says
guy
that?
and being talked to like that.
Oh my God.
Is this the fucking delivery guy?
No. So wait, I guess my question to that situation of the landline or whatever being disconnected is like, why is that a bad thing? Like, is it scary? Like, what does that mean?
Natalie,
What
you
would
were
you
in a
think?
house.
Right. I'm in my house. The phone rings.
You have a home phone.
Oh,
It
now
calls
I
you.
get
It calls you.
Sorry.
You have a missed call.
Yeah,
That means someone was in your
For
house.
some reason, I was thinking that there's the phone and then there's my cell phone.
Yeah.
But no, the phone rings.
The phone from your home calls you.
Oh, that was scary. More scary.
You know what I would do? I would leave the house, get into my car, and drive somewhere.
David, what would you do?
I am so scary person, so I think I leave to my house too.
Really?
You are in your house.
I just open my door and walk away.
What do you think the solution is?
Then you walk around and come back.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my parents for come to
No,
Colombia.
literally. I'm calling my dad.
What would you? That's kind of weird. I don't know.
Let's talk about the indoor camera thing, right? Because you said we have cameras inside. You said you have cameras inside your house too.
We have a reason for it though.
Yeah, your grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in
He's a
case you gotta
mischievous
wipe
man.
his ass.
No,
David,
he's so mischievous.
David, you don't have indoor cameras, do you?
No, I don't have indoor
Okay.
camera.
Wait, why do you have a camera for your grandpa? I'm
Bro,
curious.
okay, so we've had indoor cameras
He
for him
run away.
forever. No, literally. This man, when we lived in Rhode Island, that's my other thing about Florida.
And they catch him running. They're like, stop running away.
He's like,
Literally, he will fall.
he has a little wobble on his way
He will
out.
fall.
He has all his backpack,
Yes.
his ninjas.
No, literally. So back in Rhode Island, we lived around the corner from a Dollar Tree. He would wait until we left the house to go buy chocolate, his diabetic ass.
Oh.
Or like go to Dollar Tree and buy women's leggings to feel warmer. And we were like, abuelo, those are women's leggings. He's like, I don't care. They're keeping my legs warm. And he's like a shorter guy. So like they fit.
I mean, waffle thermal underwear, or do you know what that is?
Exactly.
Like that exists. He could have just gotten that.
Yeah, we do. We get them for him, but he sees other needs that can be fulfilled at Dollar Tree.
David,
Or he just falls, which he has done before.
hit me with a song. It's time for Dennis's random facts of the day. Everybody's favorite segment, because you know you learn a little bit. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Random facts, but they're morbid this time. Oh, it's not gonna be fun. Okay, gonna be very sad. Okay.
Oh, no.
Did you guys know that from 2009 to 2019, out of 212 cruise ship overboard incidents, only 48 people were actually rescued?
Say that again.
212 people fell overboard from cruise ships and only 50 were saved. It's crazy.
Well, let's think about this. The ship is moving, right?
Yeah.
Somebody just falls off. Do you think they're gonna like? I don't understand how to.
I have heard that it's terribly difficult to find someone in the ocean.
Like, yeah.
Absolutely difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? The number, okay, someone falls off overboard. I'm letting you all know, and the listeners at home, the first thing you need to do is throw them one of those life-saving things,
Mhm.
the round one, because it's colored, it's orange.
Mhm.
And that is the absolute most important thing, because it will follow the same current as the person that fell overboard. And so they will be around the same location usually, right? But it is very hard to turn a whole ass cruise ship
Exactly.
just to save one person.
That's
They
crazy.
wouldn't.
And but also like, how do you like by the time you have to go tell the captain, like a cruise ship I've heard is very big. I've never been on one. It's like a whole ass building.
I want to be in a cruising one day.
Yeah, we should all go on a cruise.
We should.
So
But be careful.
these are tips and things that people have said. This is from people that work on cruise ships or boats. Okay. The best chances are if someone sees you fall
Uh-huh.
and they keep their eyes on you in the water
Oh my God.
the whole time until they're capable of turning the boat. But someone has to keep their eyes on the person, right?
That makes sense
So
too.
you see some, like I see that we fall off the boat and I keep an eye on him and I say, man overboard, but I'm not looking, scrambling to find someone, right? Like I am consistently looking at him and saying it to make sure that I don't lose sight of him.
That's a great tip.
Right.
I
So
would have
really
never
good
thought
tip.
of
So you have to
because
keep.
you're right. I would
Yes.
probably be like, 1 second.
Yeah, and then you come back and they're gone.
Oh my God.
Right? Right? They're gone. So because the blue, it's vast.
Yeah,
If
no,
you're
no,
too
no.
high up, you keep an eye on them. You throw them a life raft or whatever, and then you stare.
These are life
And then
changing
you stare.
tips right here.
Right? Yeah.
Give 'em the death
Some of my military time was at sea. I'm surprised the success rate is actually this high. I don't think people realize how extremely difficult it is to save someone who goes overboard.
Yup.
Damn, that's sad.
I never wanna die like ahogado.
I
What is the
know.
name in English?
Drowned.
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 Yeah, drowned.
No way.
What's the next fact?
But no, one more thing.
Sorry.
One more thing. I've actually seen 3 times people go overboard on TikTok.
Really?
And every single time they're drunk.
Oh,
So it is
wow, that's
much more
hard.
difficult to tread water in the ocean drunk.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I get that all of you go on cruise ships to have a good time,
Yeah. No,
but
no,
it can
no,
lead to
that's
some
so
stupid decisions.
true.
Stay in
Stay
a
on
designated
board.
area.
Not off board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good one.
Stay away from
And
the railings.
the last Dennis fact is that in 2016, a rat broke into an ATM and ate $19,000 worth of cash.
What the hell?
What happens in that situation? Is the bank covered by the insurance?
They're probably insured.
A rat
That-
just eats money.
That just doesn't. Where's the video? Because I feel like this is like my dog ate my homework.
It is a
type of
real
thing.
thing, and it happened.
And like, what does money taste like?
I don't understand why the rat would eat money.
It
But
probably
yeah, those
smell
are
good.
Dennis's random facts of the day, brought to you by the Natalie and Dennis Show.
Ooh.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Oh, and JP looks so happy.
We
down there.
really enjoy talking to you every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. How about we all say goodbye personally? Natalie, you have a message for the camera?
Thanks, everyone.
Sabina, bye-bye.
Bye, guys. See
David,
you
you wanna
next
say
time.
Bye bye guys. Thank you for everything today. And we stay here for us.
And I want to smack Davi out of the camera if we can do that.
So much process.
Okay.
Oh, okay, too much of a process. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to leave a comment telling us what you thought about what you want us to talk about next time. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next Friday.
Boy.
Bye everyone.
Down, down.